The first topic that we are going to be looking at is randomization. Now we are all very familiar with randomization, and in programming it is used to add a little bit of unpredictability in our programs. And the biggest category in that is of course games. Can you imagine playing Tetris and each time you would know what the next piece would be? The first one would be an L and the second one would be a T, and there would be a pattern which you can memorize, and then you can just win the game instantly. Now we humans are very familiar with randomization, and it is very easy to create something random. For example, splashing some colors in a canvas. That would be very random, as you can see right over here. But in computers, it's not that easy, because computers are programmed and they perform actions with an exact pattern, which is very easy to recognize. In this lesson, I want to teach you about randomization in Python. So let's get started. Now, of course, we are not going to be creating our own machine in Python that is going to perform randomization. That is going to take thousands of lines, and we would have to know complex math functions and etc. to build a machine like that. But luckily, there's a Python module called the random module, which if you search it on Google and you search Python random module, and when you enter, and the first link will be the Python docs, and if you click on this link, it will take you to the documentations of the random Python module. Now this is a Python module which can help us implement randomization in our programs. So let's say we want to create a program that would give us a random value between two random numbers. So if we scroll down and check the documentation, after reading it a bit, you will come across the random function. And this function can be called using random.random, and it takes two arguments, a and b. What this function does is it will return a random integer n such that a is less than or equal to n and n is less than or equal to b. Now this is just a fancy way of saying that it will return a number between a and b, including a and b, meaning if we have our a as 1 and b as 10, it will give us a random number between 1 and 10, and it can also give us just the number itself like 1 or 10. So let's perform this in code. So in here at the top, to use the random module, we first have to import it. So we have to write import random, and don't worry, we will look at what this does in a while. First, let's write our program. So in here we will create a variable called random integer, and we will assign it the value of a random integer between 1 and 10. So we'll use random dot rand int, and I know this because if you look at the documentation, it tells us that we can use it like this, random dot rand int, and then our a and b, which are numbers. So a, I will give it a value of 1, and for b, we will give it a value of 10. So this should return us a value between 1 and 10. So let's check it out. We will print this value, random integer, and we will run our code. As you can see, it gave us 1. If we run it again, it gave us 4. Run it again, and we get 1 again. So let's perform it with bigger numbers. Let's say we want to get a value between 1 and 100. Now if we run it, we get 12. We run it again, then we get 22. Now let's look at what this import does. This import is called a keyword in Python. Now what this does is it imports a piece of code from another file. To understand the import keyword better, we first need to know what a module is. The random is a module. Now a module is basically code that someone else has written, and we use the import key to import their code into our Python file. So when I use import and then random, which is a module, what it does is it imports all of the code inside the random module to my main.py file so that I can use its functionalities by just using random dot and then the method or the function name which I want to use. We can also create our own modules. For example, if we go over here and create a new file and then name it my module.py, and in here we will store the first 4 digits of the value of pi, so 13.1415. Now we will save it, and if we go back to our main.py, we can actually import my underscore module, and it imports that. And now I will comment this out, and in here if I print my module with an underscore .py, which was the variable that we created over here, and if I run my code, as you can see, it printed out the value which we had given the variable pi right over here. So now we know what the import keyword does. It imports all the code from our module to our own Python file. Now let's say I want to get a random floating point number instead of a random integer. We can come back to the documentation, and I am going to use the search box of the browser to search floating. This is a more efficient way, and you don't really have to read all of the documentation to find out the function you want. So we want to generate random floating point numbers. I would write floating and then search, and as you can see, it found the word floating in here. Now this is the exact function which we want. It will return the next random floating point number in the range of 0 less than equals to x, where x is less than 1. Again, this is just a fancy way of saying that it will return a random floating point number between 0 and 1, but in this case excluding 1. So it will not return 1, but it will return random floating point number between 0 and 1. So let's try it. In here we will create another variable called random floating point number, and we will use random. So let's check. Yes, the function name was random, then the brackets, and we will print this value, so random floating point number, and I will comment this line out so that it doesn't print the random integer. And let's run the code. As you can see, it gave us a random floating point number between 0 and 1. If I run it again, it will give me another number like 0.8857, etc, etc. Now what if we want to generate a random floating point number, let's say from 0 to 5? The random function only gives us a random floating point number between 0 and 1, and we cannot really specify values to give us a random floating point number between two values. As you can see, if we specify it, it gives us a squiggly line if we try to do that. So this is a challenge for you. So pause the video and try to figure out how we can generate a random floating point number from 0 to 5. You have everything that you need right in this file. So pause the video and think about it. So we know that the random floating point number is just a random floating point number between 0 and 1. So what if we do something like this? I will open the shell from Replit and type Python so that it opens a Python shell. Now in here we can write Python code. In here I will write a random floating point number like 0. Something like this, which is the type of number that our random floating point number will generate. And what if I multiply it by 5? So in this case, as you can see, it gave me 4.46 something. What if I multiply 0.1 with 5? Then I get 0.5. And what if I multiply 0.98 with 5? As you can see, it gave us 4.9. So what we can do is the value that we get, we can just multiply that value by 5, which will give us a random floating point number between 0 and 5. So what it will do, it will generate a random floating point number, and then we will multiply it by 5. So if we run our code now, as you can see, it gave us 4.136 something. If we run it again, it will give us another value like this. Now in the next video, I have a coding challenge for you which will test your knowledge of the random module. So for all of that and more, I'll see you there.